How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Realit, and welcome back to another discussion video. Guys, we're doing another late night discussion. Now, I'm not going to be speaking, with whispers and whatnot, but we're going to keep this, as smooth as possible. Joining me once again today is going to be Arctoys, aka Jack. Say hello to the people, my friend.
Yo, I'm me again, Dab.
There we go. So guys, today we're going to be discussing something that a lot of people have been asking me to discuss because, well, I mean, for some reason, this seems to be the only thing that's currently on people's agenda. So we're going to be discussing the potential of Diamond and Pearl remakes for the Nintendo Switch. Now, this may be really far-fetched, but this is what I assume a lot of people have been, mentioning. And again, I'm just looking at this from the perspective that you guys sent it to me in, so please don't just start freaking out and saying, oh, that's not what it is. I'm just looking at this from the perspective you guys sent it to me from. So let's get right into it, shall we? So first of all, as you guys know, the trailers for the, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the newest trailers came out, sometime last week, and honestly, they were amazing. A lot of things were, shown off, but still not enough to really, give us a proper image of what's going on in Ultra Sun and Moon. But something that was interesting is this new version of the Alola map. Now, there's a lot of things that are changed on it. There's a lot of changes in the clouds, and the actual islands are slightly changed. There are a few changes there, but we're not going to talk about those. We're going to talk about the clouds. Yes, we're going to talk about the clouds again. Now, if you guys remember, back when Sun and Moon were actually being released, a lot of people were mentioning that there were two clouds in the Sun and Moon, the original Sun and Moon map, the Alola map, where you could see Lugia and Ho-Oh in the clouds. It was really, well visible, and it really looked like them. It was not even, not as a joke, it literally looked like them. Now, people were saying, oh, this is just, either this is just a funny Easter egg or whatever, or maybe this is hinting towards something. Now, here's what I think we got there. Basically, as you guys know, this year, we are getting, or I'm not sure if we have gotten them yet, we're getting the gold and silver virtual consoles for the, I'm pretty sure it's, which console was it for again? Do you remember?
No.
I know either way, we got the virtual consoles of gold and silver this year, so that makes sense, showing Lugia and Ho-Oh in the clouds as a bit of a hint towards that. It kind of made sense, I mean, in a way, it actually made sense, so that's logical. Now, what people are thinking is, does the Dialga, quote-unquote here, and I'll show you an image right now, guys, where we're kind of pointing them out. So if you look at this map here, if you look at this bottom part, and I'll make this larger so you guys can see what I mean. If you look at this bottom part right here, people are saying this looks a lot like Dialga, and the colors match it. So I gotta say, I gotta agree, it sort of does. It not as much as the image of Palkia, or the clouds of Palkia you'll see in a second, but people are saying, yeah, this looks like it could be Dialga. But the question really is, which I'm gonna get to, we're gonna discuss in a moment, is what is this hinting towards? Is this hitting towards a Switch remake, or is we talking about something else here? I don't know yet, but we'll get to it. Either way, let's go to the next part of this image. So let's just get it up here, and let's start moving it. So next up here, guys, in the up there with the arrows, you can sort of see the sort of Palkia-styled, clouds and whatnot. You can see it right there. It's kind of pinkish, which makes sense. And then, of course, we have in the middle here, we also have this weird new, whatever you want to call it, like a wormhole, which people are saying this could be a new Ultra Beast dimension, or Ultra Beast coming back in a new form, or new, through the new wormhole or whatever. Or this could be actually the, oh, what's it called again? The reversal, I can't remember the right word for it, the world where Giratina, actually is. I can't remember the actual name for it. I'm sorry, it's slipped off my tongue. But either way, basically that's what people are discussing. Which could it be right here? What could this be? But I'm thinking that could be what it's hinting towards, or this is just a new wormhole opening up to another Ultra Beast dimension. I don't know. Whatever happens, happens. But let's talk about the clouds and what their meaning is, because, like I said, gold and silver virtual consoles, were talked about. Or no, they were in the clouds, Ho and Lugia were in the clouds of the Alola map from Sun and Moon. And a year later, they're releasing gold, silver virtual consoles. So, does this mean that them hinting it in this map means that next year we'll be getting Diamond and Pearl remakes, either for the Switch, or just Diamond and Pearl remakes in general terms? Now, that's what I'm really wondering about. What could this be hinting towards? And also, I'm going to bring something else into the discussion here, and I'll see if I can get a little bit of gameplay for you guys so you can see what I mean. But there are things that hint towards the fact that, we're going to be getting Diamond and Pearl remakes. If you actually look into, Sun and Moon, there are areas and, labs you go to where there are a bunch of books and stuff you can actually, read. And in those books, they talk about, like Bronzong, they talk about Palkia and Dialga. They never mention Giratina specifically, but they do talk about those 3 Pokemon. And this is another thing here, in the top arrow right there. This is what you mentioned. I can't really, like, see it, but you said you can see it. I'm not sure if the arrow is pointing the right way, but you said you can see almost a Bronzong in those clouds. Can you explain that real quick?
Like, I don't know. It's the kind of, like, design above. If you're looking at the top left island, if you just look above it, diagonal left.
Yeah, I'm
just,
I think I put the arrow slightly badly there. I see now what you mean right there. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. It sort of does.
I was starting to think that looks a bit like a Bronzong or some other kind of form of it. Maybe a lowland form Bronzong.
You know what's really creepy? You mentioned Bronzong. And the thing is, we just got into this. I just told him, yo, let's just do a video, let's talk about this. He had no clue what I was going to mention here. And that's why I find this funny that he mentioned Bronzong, because I didn't notice that, okay? I did not notice that, but he mentioned it. And I'm like, wait a minute. Bronzong is mentioned in, like, in Sun and Moon. It is mentioned right next to these books about Palkia and Dialga. So what's going on? Like, it's really weird. Yeah. Now, I'm really wondering, do you think this is a hint towards just a, just a remake for the 3DS, 2DS? Or do you think this is a hint towards what the Nintendo Switch games are going to be like? Like, what do you think this is hinting towards? Because I can't give a proper guess here. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to predict anything. I think it's more hinting towards a 3DS remake, honestly. Because I don't think they would skip a gen for, because if you think remake-wise, how would you say? Well, actually, maybe no. Maybe they would do that. Maybe they would. Maybe they would. Maybe they would skip the 3DS and the 2DS, and they would go for the Switch instead for a remake. But would that make sense, though? It doesn't make sense with the way they've been talking about it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So, what do you think? Do you think it's like hinting towards, like, what do you think it's hinting toward? Do you think it's actually hinting towards remakes or something totally different? What do you think? Like, in your opinion?
I think it's hinting to remakes, but I don't really, like you were saying with the older Alolan map with Lugia and Ho, we didn't see a huge amount come off of that one.
Well, I mean, we did see now the virtual consoles. We did see that.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But I think that, like, I would want to see a remake for the 3DS, because since I'm still a 3DS user and I don't actually have a Switch, I think it'd be very stupid for them.
That's the argument a lot of people have.
I think it'd be very stupid for them to go and just throw it onto the Switch and be like, nah, screw you guys.
I gotta agree on that, not because of that fact, but because of the fact that they recently just released a new 2DS, if you guys didn't know this. The new 2DS, okay? So we have the new 3DS, which is literally called the new 3DS, new 3DS XL, and now they just recently, this year, released the new 2DS. Like, okay, if they've done that, you know for a fact that they still want to sell more games. And since Pokemon is one of the best sellers for Nintendo consoles, Pokemon it overall is one of the best sellers for handhelds. It really is. You do have Mario and Zelda, of course, but it is one of the biggest ones out there. So, of course, it's going to be, on the top there. And it feels so dumb if they were just going to skip, not give us another game next year. For it, or like just skip it fully and be like, oh, it's gonna do stuff for Switch. Whoa. But I think for the Switch we're gonna be getting a brand new RPG, maybe a new gen or something, or we might get Diamond and Pearl remakes. I do not know. I really have no clue. That's what I'm hoping for, though. Now, what I think is lovely about this is it's such a weird way of them like giving us clues through clouds. Of all things, clouds. Like, such a weird way to do it. But honestly. Just this, literally, that fact that you mentioned Bronzong, that is what really gets me into a weird, position. I'm like, wait a minute, Bronzong, what's going on? Because Bronzong was in the books in Sun and Moon. You read about Bronzong, then you read about Palkia, and then you read about Dialga. What a weird coincidence. What a weird coincidence. So, I don't know, lads. I just want to bring this up and talk a bit about it, like a little bit of a discussion video. So, I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, then drop a like down below. Make sure to check out ArcToys. And let me know in the comment section, guys. What do you think this is hinting towards? Is this just random stuff they're putting out there? It makes no sense. It doesn't have any coherent meaning to it. It just doesn't mean anything, or we're just looking too deep into it. Because I know a lot of people have been mentioning about this. And first, I thought, it's just pointless. There's nothing about this. There's nothing crazy about it. There's nothing, nothing's going to come out of this. It's just clouds. But then I realized, wait a minute, whoa, wait a minute. They did this when they were hinting the gold and silver virtual consoles. So, whoa, wait a minute. Could this be a thing? That's really what got me into this, like, thinking of, like, maybe this might actually be hinting towards Diamond and Pearl remakes. I do think we're getting them. I think we're getting into the 3DS, though. And they're going to be giving us a brand new, just a brand new game for like an RPG Pokemon game for the Switch instead. I don't know what it's going to be like. It's probably going to come in 2019, but we're going to have to wait and see. Lads, thank you so much for watching this video. Do make sure to check out Arctoys' channel down below in the comments, on the description, and also make sure to leave a comment down below telling us what you guys think this may be. Is this a a hint towards something? Is this a hint towards a Switch remake or a 3DS remake? What do you guys what do you guys think? Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all the next time. Peace, have a great day, and bye bye.